I built my own custom Vocal Rider plugin because I couldn't stand the ones that already exist. And today I'm blind A/B testing it against the king of vocal writing plugins, Waves Vocal Rider. If Waves wins, I'll shut up. If mine wins, then I'm not an idiot. Round 1. To really test out these plugins, I'm going to be using some examples that I recorded earlier of my own voice. I recorded specifically 3 different scenarios that typical vocal writers struggle with, so it should be interesting to see how my plugin compares to Waves. And to keep things truly blind, I'm not going to tell you which plugin is what until the very end. So be keeping track in your head. And for this first round, we're going to start off with a high dynamic variation vocal. That is just fancy audio nerd speak for there is a big difference between the quietest part and the loudest part. Starting out quiet so the vocal gets lost, but now it's too loud and the fader just dropped. There's absolutely no processing on this whatsoever, just a straight recorded into this TLM 103. Me singing in this room. And now that you've heard the vocal completely natural, let's hear what it sounds like with both of the vocal riders on them. Starting out quiet so the vocal gets lost, but now it's too loud and the fader just dropped. I'm starting out quiet so the vocal gets lost, but now it's too loud and the fader just dropped. Remember, keep those in mind. Plugin A versus plugin B. Which one did you think was better? On to round 2. Another thing that vocal writers typically struggle with is transients and fast-moving syllables specifically. So I've went ahead and recorded a rap so that we can test this out. Closes and peace popping out of the pocket. The rider react, but it's moving too choppy. It squashes the syllable, sounded too sloppy. Closes and peace popping out of the pocket. The rider react, but it's moving too choppy. It squashes the syllable, sounded too sloppy. Closes and peace popping out of the pocket. The rider react, but it's moving too choppy. It squashes the syllable, sounded too sloppy. Hopefully you picked a winner for that one as well. Let's move on to round 3. Now, round 3 is probably the most important. It doesn't really matter what these vocals sound like isolated. What's way more important is how they sit in a full mix. So for this one, I'm actually using a real track, and I've recorded my voice once again to the entire mix so you can hear what it sounds like with the vocal rider enacted. I've added only some reverb and delay to give it some space and some auto-tune to make it fit a little bit better pitch-wise, but other than that, there is no other processing on this. We can make on here, baby, when the sun goes down. We can make on here, baby, when the sun goes down. We can make on here, baby, when the sun goes down. Yeah, rounds are over. It's time to reveal the winner. Before we do reveal the winner, though, I want you to go down to the comments below. I want you to type in your answers. Go lock them in right now so that when I actually do reveal the answers, you're not just lying to yourself and say, oh, I got them right, or oh, I knew it the whole time. Prove it. Prove it. And now, here are the results. For rounds 1, 2, and 3, all of plugin A were the same, and all of plugin B were the same. Plugin A was Vocal Rider, and plugin B was magic.RIDE. I don't know if I mentioned this, but magic.RIDE is the plugin that I made to replace Vocal Rider. The David in the David and Goliath story that I'm trying to do here. Now, what did you think? To me, in real life, magic.RIDE takes the cake, and I guess that means I'm not an idiot. Yes. But I think magic.RIDE just does a better job because of a few reasons. One, there are so many more options in magic.RIDE, so you can really dial it in for every type of vocal. 2, there are some really cool natural-based processing that can make things sound a lot more organic and natural than Waves Vocal Rider, which was one of my biggest problems with it in the first place. And 3, there are some other algorithms to help detect transients and then to have LUFS instead of RMS, which I'll get into in a second. Let me show you what I mean. Click on this gear icon here. We can see all of the advanced settings here. We have even more control over the attack, release, and hold knobs, as well as breath deletion, as well as more transients, and then as well as a noise floor. These are all settings that Waves Vocal Rider doesn't have, and having them lets us dial it in specifically for each vocal that we work with. Some of the other features that I think are really cool are this natural feature, which automatically identifies the phrases of a vocal and then turns them down by phrase instead of by syllable, like a real person might. So if we take the speed down here, you can see the natural button come on, and you can see it turn off when the phrase ends. This makes for way more natural sounding vocal rides, and I think it was a big reason why I think it sounds better. I think one of the biggest reasons what differentiates it from Waves is the detection algorithms themselves. Instead of just using RMS, you can also use LUFS. And if you're new to audio, all that you really need to know is that RMS and LUFS are different ways of assessing loudness. LUFS is a little bit more natural and accurate, but it's over a longer period of time, and it's the way that mastering engineers actually detect loudness. Waves uses an RMS algorithm and an RMS algorithm only, but this, I'm giving you the power to choose. And that is the key factor here. Not only is the GUI, in my opinion, 10 times better than the 2005 looking Waves Vocal Rider, but you have all of these extra features to dial in on your vocal so that you can customize it for every specific instance of your voice, which, as we know, every voice is very different. Mattie from the future here saying that you don't need to take my word for this at all. In fact, I've been working on this. I was hoping it would get done before this video, and sure enough, it did. I believe in this product so much that I made a free version, a light version of the plugin. It doesn't have all the features, but you can still get a feel for what the algorithms will sound like on your voice. You won't have access to any of the advanced features. You won't be able to write automation. You won't be able to change the speed or how much gain it will add or reduce, but you will get access to the natural mode. You'll get access to the auto target mode. You'll get access to change the target mode itself, as well as smart silence, which I think will give you a good idea of what this plugin is capable of. I mean, it is free. I still had to make the paid upgraded version well worth the money, and I think it absolutely is. But for those that just want to try it out or aren't so sure right now, you can go and download it from my website. Link in the description. But I'm super excited for you to check out this plugin and see what it's all about. Happy mixing, and I'll see you in the next one.